There's so much I want to say, but I don't know where to start. I actually planned to conquer this goal a few months ago, but a few days to the 1st of December, I started contemplating whether shouldn't, because this perfection that I was envisioning wasn't like, I wasn't seeing that. So I was like, I would rather give up. I would rather not do it and just move past it. And and I was like, let me just give up. But I spoke to God yesterday. I was like, God, please help me. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'll do. But I was like reminded of patience. Sometimes we become so impatient with the present self because we feel like they're slow, because we feel like they're not enough, because we feel like they're not smart enough. Sometimes it's just okay to not be all knowing. Life is a journey we learn every day. I became so thankful of the person that I am. Like, nobody teaches us how to go about our day, and no one taught us what to do when trials and tribulations come our way. But here we are, still pushing, still alive, still breathing. The Bible says when there's still breath in it, there's still hope. So I believe that there's still hope for me, there's still hope for you. So yeah, and the reason why I'm also like recording these recordings, probably the future me will be proud of myself, or when I feel down 10 years down the line, I'll look at these videos and be like, oh I look at these videos and be like, wow, like the younger me said this, so the older me should very much like carry on, pick themselves up and carry on. And I've also learned that birthdays are mysteries. There's a mystery on our birthdays. We didn't just come here just to come here. God knew us before we were even born. The reason why He saw fit for us to be here is the reason why. And I hope this journey will be healing. I hope this journey will be impactful. I hope this journey will be kinder to me as I become kinder to myself, because it starts here. The Bible also says we should love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So the amount of love that we give to other people is the amount of love that we give to ourselves. The amount of patience that we give to other people is the amount of patience that we give to ourselves. So the fault is not in love itself, but the fault is in the knowledge that we have about love. So yeah, day 115. See you on the 7th day. Bye. Day 2 of 15 as we count down to my birthday. Today I'll be reflecting. I'll be sharing my thoughts. I started creating content on well-being, I think 2021, and I started creating content on well-being without knowing what well-being is, because I asked God, I was like, God, what should I talk about? Like, which topics should I tackle? And well-being just came to mind. I was like, all that I know, all that I'm thinking about is that well-being like circulates around morals and stuff. And it was at a time where depression was at its peak. People were committing like suitcase. People were committing suitcase quite a lot. And there's this one person that did that, and it cut me quite deep. Yeah, it cut me quite deep, and that's where I decided that with love, we shouldn't like, oh, my next door neighbors, let me close the windows. Like, we shouldn't like decide to love as the world chooses to love right now. If you love someone, don't hold back just because you feel like you look like a fool, or like you feel like you'll be exposed. If you love someone, just say it. And if you love someone and you mean it, just say it. So I learned from the day that tomorrow is not promised. And last year during this time, I was grieving my dad. I didn't know what to say. Like, actually, even like at some point in time, I stopped making content, because after making content, would like tune in on the TV, and my dad was sick by then, and he'd smile, and it would make me so happy. Like, he would smile and be like, "That's my child." And that means quite a lot to me. Like, every time when I would watch my content, I would be like, my dad would say this. And sometimes when we lose one parent, we tend to forget about the one that's still here. And we just like soak ourselves there in death. Like, I've learned, I saw this other video of this other woman that lost her child. She was like, when someone dies, as part of healing, I know this might not be this might not sound well to someone that's still grieving. Like, we never stop grieving, that I've learned. So the woman said, when your loved one dies, you shouldn't die with them, because sometimes a part of us goes with them and a part of us chooses to like shut down. But that shouldn't be the case. I best believe if they were still here, they wouldn't like they wouldn't be happy if they constantly see you burying yourself on that situation. I won't touch a lot on that, but I'll touch on well-being. It's very, very important to be it's very important to cater to your well-being. Very, 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 very important. So, and if a person says they love you and they don't see the time, or they don't see the reason why they should very much cater to your well-being, then that person doesn't love you. I've learned this year to love people without a reason, because sometimes we seek for a reason. Are they giving me this? Are they giving me that? Like, we seek for a reason. Like, we seek for a certain reason. Like, why should I love this person? Love doesn't need any reason. We shouldn't love because there's a reason that says we should love this person. What if that reason goes away? We should love without a reason. Let us not love people when they are no longer here. I've learned that. Like, let's not profess our love that we love people. You love this certain person when they're not here. When you still had time. Like, when you still had time to do that, you didn't. We should very much correct that. And sometimes I've learned too that sometimes when we allow, at 99% of the time, when we say when we profess our love for the people that are no longer here, it's not love, it's regret. It's just regret. It's glazed in regret, and we shouldn't live like that, because you live in regret now, you live in fear. It creates a room for other like dangerous mental health conditions, and that's not good. As a person that always like, I'm a person that fears a lot. I fear a lot, and I'm thankful that God, like, he always like shows up for me on that part. I can say this year this year I was not as anxious as I was last year. It was to a point where I would be sick for days, and it would be to a point where I can't breathe. It was to a point where I thought I had asthma. And that wasn't the case. It was anxiety. I couldn't breathe. You see that animated movie, I think it's Inside Out 2, where they said, anxiety, stop. Yeah. It was to that point. It was to that point I couldn't breathe. I was like hyperventilating. But now I'm better because I'm taking one step at a time. Never, ever, ever forget to take one step at a time. Be patient with yourself. Even if you look around and you see Fast and the Furious and you see things and people moving swiftly, no, take your time. You'll get there. Take your time. As long as you are moving, take your time. Don't rush to reach the finish line. Don't rush to reach the finish line. Day 2 of 15. I'll just leave it here. Some of the things I'll share on the 3rd day, the 4th day, the 5th day, till the 15th day. Bye. Day 3 of 15 as we count down till my birthday. Well, today I'll also be reflecting. I think for the next few days, probably I'll be reflecting, disconnecting to reconnect. I think I said this, in day 1 or day 2, that we should learn to we should plan for the future. It's very much good, but we shouldn't pick up and go leave in the future because realistically that doesn't exist yet. We should invest in the people that we are today, heal what hurts today, be patient with the people that we are today, love the person that you are today. And I think last year, if not, I think it's last year, I learned about the power of affirmation. Like, God does affirm us a lot in the Bible. He does affirm us quite a lot. I love this part where he said, I don't know which verse it is, he said, why am I losing my mind? He said, we are his children. You see, we are his children, and we shouldn't think that when we ask for something from him, he will give us a snake. I think I'll look for it right now. He said that we shouldn't think that when we ask for something from him, he will give us the opposite. He will give us what we have asked for abundantly and above all, because sometimes we do feel like, let's say you ask for peace or you ask for patience, and then you go through a trial that teaches you patience, and then you be like, God, I asked for patience and you gave me this trouble. How will you see the importance in something when you haven't learned how to carry the thing, or have went to a place where you felt like you were losing it and you had to gather yourself in order to attain it? It won't mean anything to you. I think I found it. It's in Matthew 7, chapter 7, verse 9 to 11. It says here, I think I found it in Pinterest. It says, you parents, if your children ask for a loaf of bread, do you give them a stone instead? ? Or if they ask for a fish, do you give them a snake? Of course not. So if you sinful people know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your heavenly Father give good gifts to those who ask him? I learned that whatever that I've asked from God, it will come. Sometimes God does bless us, or God does answer our prayers, and we do not see the answer that he has given us because we're still lost in whatever that we are lost in. Probably we are lost in the way that it should come. We are lost in the way that it should manifest, and lose sight of what he has given at present. Just as I said, you ask for patience and God gives you a relationship that very much messes with your head, gives you a relationship that will give you sleepless nights, and now I'll be like, oh God, I asked you for this and you gave me trouble. how will you honor patience when you are unable to be patient with other people? Where else when it's you want people to be patient with you? I learned that God's ways are mysterious. I God's ways are mysterious. It's always like a mystery. And the reason why sometimes we lose sight of whatever that's happening right here, it's because we want things to go away, and that's control. We end up being control freaks. So and that's not a good quality to have. Sometimes when things don't go your way, it's for your own benefit. I've learned that to not seek everything to go per my will. Sometimes even if things don't go per my will, they don't go per my will to teach me something. They don't go per my will to know that I'm not in control. Such as, for instance, let's say you pray for someone to follow Christ. That's common, to follow Christ, and then one day they're like, I want to follow Christ, and you lead them there, and they get baptized and everything. And now thereafter, they don't go in a familiar way that you are used to. They don't like live a life that's classified as a good way. I need water. As a good way according to us. And then thereafter we start cursing. Then thereafter we start rebuking. Then thereafter we start saying, hey, saying things that we shouldn't say. The driver of the car is not us, but it's God. Sometimes we should let God take the wheel. We are not the drivers. We should move and let God take over. Sometimes it's just good to pray for the person. Even if it gives a side eye, don't seek to want things to go your way. That's control. And I think that's not a good thing to have. I won't say I'm perfect on that. I do have that too. I tend to want things to go my way, not controlling other people's life. Like, such as I said on day one, that I planned this content like a few months ago, and then when I saw that things are not going my way, I had rushed. Like, things were not going my way. I recorded, and some of the recordings, they were glitchy and I couldn't say them, and I got to a point I was like, hey man, I'm giving up. But God reminded me that perseverance is a necessity and patience is a key, because I wasn't being patient with the person that I was, because I was seeking perfection. Like, I was seeking everything to go my way, but everything didn't go my way. But I'm here showing up for myself, and all in all that I can say is be patient, love, leave, enjoy, because sometimes we do get to a point where we feel like enjoyment is not for me, it's wasting time. I love the last 4 words on alive. It's leave. Live. Leave. We should leave. God called us to leave. I believe that we know what to do and what not to do in any given situation. So we are to enjoy every time and not only be present but occupy and soak ourselves in every situation that presents itself before us, be it good, be it bad. The bad is there to teach, the good is there to be celebrated and to be kept as a memory, because sometimes beautiful memories, they keep us alive during bad days and they help us move during bad days. Day 3 of 15 till the 15th. Bye. Day 3 of, no, day 4 of 15 till my birthday. So today today I'll just go with the flow. So I have two questions that I wrote down for myself, which is, what do I want to leave behind in my past, and what do I want to carry with me? The past, sometimes it's good to learn from the past, it's good to reflect on the past, but it's not good either to live in the past or to reason on your present out of the past. It's not good to implement whatever that happened in the past in the present. I don't know if I make sense. Like, don't identify from what happened in your past. Sometimes our past are traumatic. Sometimes our past are things that turned to make us better people in the present time. I always say this, that we only build up and not down. If there's something that's from the past that affected, let me just make it personal. If there's something from the past that hurt me, that caused me pain, that caused me trauma, I am deciding to take one day at a time. I'm deciding to cast the burden onto God. Because sometimes we do cast the burden onto God, and then we go back to the archives and search whoever did this to me, whoever and ever did this to me, and that creates unforgiveness. And forgiveness is the biggest it can keep someone captive for a lot of years, because that person has moved on, and we are still here. Like, we have caged ourselves. Actually, the cage, it's open, and we are just seated there. We are now camping. Just for instance, if there's a bully that bullied you at school, I used to be bullied quite a lot as a young girl. I ended up having what's it called? Body dysmorphia. Every time I'd be like, even if I lost weight, because right now when I look at my old pics, I'm like, ooh, I was skinny there. Ooh, I was good there. But then I used to think, I'm not enough. Like, I'm big. I'm not beautiful. I'm learning to take that in, that I am beautiful, to affirm myself, actually, that I am beautiful, I am enough, I'm wonderful, I'm free. Why am I glitching today? I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So, what do I want to leave? What do I want to leave behind? I want to leave behind bashing myself, because I am my biggest is it critic? Let me search, because I am my biggest critic. Like, I do criticize myself quite a lot. I do, like, because sometimes it comes from whatever that happened in the past, or which is me reasoning on my present out of something that happened in my past. And I'm not saying that's something that can change in a day. Healing is a journey and not a destination. So that's something that we should know, and that creates a sense of patience in the head, because it all starts here. Whatever that we think, we do. Whatever that we think, we see. Even if something may be as precious and beautiful as it can be, as long as my mind has concluded that this is not it, it won't be it. And I remember there's this saying that says, when you look good, you feel good. But as I am growing and as I am maturing, I'm learning that that's not the case. For me, at least, I'm learning that that's not really the case. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this to say, if I'm not okay mentally, no matter how much I may braid my hair, no matter how I can apply the makeup and look all pretty, as long as my mind says girl, this is not it. It won't be it. It won't be it. My mind has to agree with it. As long as my mind is not agreeing with it, then I won't feel good. At least that's me. I don't feel good. This year I dyed my hair quite a lot because when I am quite stressed and when I overthink, I tend to touch my hair. And there's also this saying that says person who expresses an unfavorable opinion. Yeah, I just found the meaning. It says critic is a person who expresses an unfavorable opinion of something. Hey, I am my biggest critic before any other person. Yeah. And as I was talking about the mind, like, your mental health matters. Your mental health matters. A person can only give you a cup of water to drink, but it also takes action from you to pick the cup up and drink. Even if they put the cup on your mouth like drink, it's your duty to swallow the water. So yeah, your mental health matters. Prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your mental health, because if your mental health is not okay, it can very much be a bittersweet ingredient for your relationships, your daily affairs, everything will just fall down. And I've noticed that when I'm not in a good state of mind, I panic quite a lot. And in a state of panic, I do things of which when I'm sitting down I regret. And one thing I don't want to do is to hurt anyone. My day just crumbles. It crumbles when I hurt someone. So I try by all means to be careful, to be tender, loving, and caring. And yeah. And what do I nearly said day 4:15 and just cut it. But the other question is, what do I want to carry with me? I want to carry obviously I want to carry God with me. And one thing I've learned to do this year is to love myself. I'm gonna carry patience. I'm gonna carry the thought that every day is a journey and every day is an opportunity to learn. I shouldn't know everything. It's okay to not know everything. Even if the next person might come and be like, you are like this. It's okay. It's okay. It's their opinion after all. I cannot control what the next person thinks. I cannot control what the next person says. And I'm not responsible for what the next person thinks about me. I'm only responsible for what I think about myself. And when I cast a burden, I'm learning to not go to the archives. I'm not planning to go and look into the burden that I've casted, what I should take back or what I should fix. He said I should cast it to him and his yoke is lighter. So I'm choosing to trust him. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to fall. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel every emotion. We shouldn't dwell in the emotion for the longest time, but it's okay to cry. Be it male or female, do cry. It's a release of the pain that's currently day 4:15 as we come down till my birthday. Bye.
Give us space.
This is day 5 of 15 as I count down till my birthday. Well, today I'm feeling a little bit anxious, but I will be okay. God got me, God got your girl. I'll be good. So today I'll share my views on communication. Growing up, I used to think communication is the key. Actually, till this year, I used to think communication is the key until I came to a realization that comprehension is. Like, you can communicate all you want, but as long as you are not being heard, you can be heard, but you cannot be understood. As long as you are not being understood by the person on the other end, then the communication is ineffective, it is vain, it is as communicating to a wall. So it's very, very important to be a responsible person when it comes to communicating, because it isn't entirely the next person's duty to understand. In any given healthy relationship, you can take the person through a journey of understanding, and they should also like try to communicate their concerns in the conversation. Like, for instance, you can try to ask questions if you don't know, and not not act like you know or you understand what they're talking about. Listening is also a good quality because it gives time for you to process whatever the next person is saying, and it creates room for you to not say things you shouldn't say just because you feel like you know, just because you feel like you understand. You should, and as a person that talks too much, I've also learned to take breaks in between the conversation. I cannot speak for 15 minutes and not give the person a chance to like share their views. Put a comma in it, even if it's not a full stop. Put a comma in it for the next person to respond. Like in 2020, when I was depressed, one of the things that I yearned for, it was to be understood. It was to be seen. It was to be heard. Like, that's really, 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 really important for any other person that's going through a season. And at that point in time, your response to their trauma, like your response to their trauma, is how they'll go about in life. Be careful of what you say and what you don't say. Like, even body language, your body language is the biggest communicator. So whatever that you say at that point in time can stick and can stay. Be the type of person, when a person comes, they feel at peace and they feel safe, healthy, and safe, peaceful, and calm conversation. Calm conversations are a essence in this day and time. Like, people are going through a lot, and make sure that sometimes when you communicate, you go straight to the point and not run around the conversation. And I've also learned that it's very important to be relatable while you communicate. You can't educate you can't expect to have a productive conversation when the next person is not relating, or when the next person is not understanding what you are currently saying at the moment. Your mental health matters. It's not entirely your fault, like, that the next person is not understanding. It's not entirely up to you to make them understand. They can only they should also like be willing, like they should be willingness in between. They should also be willing to understand. They should be willing to hear. They should be willing to go through that journey with you. And if that person is not willing to, it's not their fault, and they are not entirely bad people. Just because someone is not willing to go through the journey with you, it doesn't make them bad people. And also be matured enough to not be offended if the next person doesn't understand, or if the next person doesn't want to go through the journey with you. um yeah. And be sensitive to the next person's sensitivity. Don't just say things to say them, because you are brutally honest. In that state of being honest and being brutally honest, keep in mind that this person feels. Keep in mind that this person will be affected by whatever you're saying, even if it's not now, even if it's not today. But one day when they come to a place where they just sit and reminisce and think about a lot of things they've went through in life, you might pop up and be one of those thoughts that are and be one of the scary thoughts that they will have, and that will go a long way. So be careful of what you say, be careful of what you don't say. Consider the next person while saying what you're saying, and be sensitive to the next person's sensitivity. Be willing to educate yourself about what you know and what you don't know. You might be in a state and be like, I know this, I know this. Every day is an opportunity to learn. Every day is an opportunity to learn about to sharpen your skills. Every day is a learn about new things. So yeah, that's all I can say. Yes, that's all I can say. Be relatable. Make sure that when you communicate, the next person is understanding and not just hearing you. And make sure to not listen to respond when the person is communicating. Make sure to just sit and listen word by word. And if you don't understand, make your views known. Like, I don't understand when you said this. Like, if you are that type of person that tends to forget a lot, have a notebook. it's not it's not embarrassing. Like, if it is, at least for you, it's something that's helping you grow at that point in time. Have a notebook and just write down and let them, like, listen and be like, when you said this, I didn't understand. What did you mean? Like, for you to say this, why did you say it the way that you said it? Yeah. And um yeah, all I can say is, don't listen to respond, but listen to understand. And it's not your fault. That sometimes it isn't your fault that the person that you want to understand is not understanding you. And just know that in every season that you went through, God saw it, and God is with you. And the storm, He's there. Like, He's there. Focus on Him, and even if things are not going your way, just know that God is present. And give grace to yourself, be patient with yourself, love more, live to love and love to live. Yes, day 5 of 15 as a countdown till my birthday. Your mental health matters, you matter, and love to live and live to love. Yes, day 5 of 15.
Webaba mama cela kuwe bacela amandla bacela umcebo mina cela uthando nenhlakanipho Webaba mama cela kuwe bacela amandla bacela umcebo mina cela uthando nenhlakanipho Umcebo wemali endodeni engenayo nothando ludala umona emsiyodwa gcina umphefumulo enkosi amandla sezandleni zendoda engenayo inhlakanipho
I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know but I wanna try.
It's easy to feel hopeful on a beautiful day like today. But there will be dark days ahead of us too. There will be days where you feel all alone. And that's when hope is needed most. No matter how buried it gets, or how lost you feel, you must promise me that you will hold on to hope.
A letter to myself. Dear me, love yourself a little bit more than yesterday. Make yourself a priority. Chase your goals. Be grateful for the things you have. Be proud of yourself. You are a sparkling star. You are your own rainbow. Celebrate yourself as always. Mwah.
Maybe a change for you someday, but I can't help the way I feel. Wish I was good, wish that I could give you my love now, but for you someday, but I can't help the way I feel. Wish I was good, wish that I could give you my love now, but maybe a change for you someday, but I can't help the way I feel. Wish I was good, wish that I could give you my love.
Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on.
We baba mama cela kuwe bacela mandla bacela ungcebo mina cela uthando nenhlakanipho. We baba mama cela kuwe bacela mandla bacela ungcebo mina cela uthando nenhlakanipho. Umncebo wemali endodeni engenayo nothando ludala umona emsiyodwa lapho umphefumulo enkosi amandla sezandleni zendoda engenayo inhlakanipho sebenzisa ngendlela
Happy to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yippee!